Thanks for joining us on another edition of National Focus. I am Tarnia Green. Among the major developments, Dominica receives humanitarian aid from the government of the Kingdom of Morocco. Prime Minister Skerrit welcomes new Chinese ambassador to Dominica, and Ross University class of 2017 donned with the esteemed white coats. Stay with me as I bring you the details of these and other stories coming up right after the break.
Dominica is blessed with an abundance of water, but getting it to your home is an expensive venture. You have a responsibility to conserve water, to use it wisely. Remember the old adage, you never miss the water till the well runs dry. Think water, think life.
Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. Just about a week after new Chinese ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Li Jiangning, presented his letters of credence to Dominica's president, His Excellency Charles Savarin, Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit has welcomed him to the post and to the island. The Prime Minister, who is also Minister for Foreign Affairs, ushered the new Chinese ambassador into his office on Tuesday morning, where they proceeded to discuss the flourishing relationship between the People's Republic of China and Dominica. In attendance also was Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Alvin Bernard, as well as Permanent Secretary in that ministry, Karen Prevost. GIS brings you an exclusive into that meeting. Here's what Prime Minister Skerrit had to say by way of welcome to the new ambassador.
You are the fourth ambassador since the establishment of diplomatic relations between Dominica and China 10 years ago. We'll celebrate our 10th anniversary in March of 2014. So, and of course, you recognize that the relationship between Dominica and China has grown very rapidly and very quickly. And we have entered into numerous technical cooperation agreements. I had the opportunity last year to meet with both your president and your premier, where we exchanged very important views and also spoke of the next 10 years of our engagement. So far, we've been very pleased with the relationship between Dominica and China and the sincerity of the government and people of China. And of course, our relationship is based on the recognition of the One China policy and also the non-involvement, in each other's internal operations. So with this in mind, I would like to welcome you. You will come into a country that has excellent relations with China, a government that recognizes and adheres to the One China policy. And we look forward to your journey here and your sojourn here in Dominica. And rest assured of our absolute cooperation with yourself and your embassy and to ensure that your mission here is extremely successful. So welcome, Ambassador, and it's a pleasure to have you.
His Excellency Jiang Ning responded to the Prime Minister's remarks by indicating his understanding of the gravity of his role as ambassador.
I think it's a great honor for me to be appointed the ambassador of the People's Republic of China to the Commonwealth of Dominica. May I first convey the cordial greetings of His Excellency Premier Li Keqiang and Foreign Minister Mr. Wang Yi to your honorable. And also it's a great honor to have made your acquaintance today. I've been here a little over 2 weeks now. Had a chance to visit a few places, and each place I went, I think the friendship towards me and my colleagues and those Chinese people expressed by the Dominicans are very, very impressive and moving. As you have just said, our relationship is a very good one. We have strong friendship and close cooperation in all areas of our relationship, and also in international arenas.
Ambassador Jiang Ying further went to applaud Dominica's head of government for what the People's Republic of China has regarded as successful implementation of strategies that have brought improved living standards to the Dominican people. The new Chinese ambassador affirmed that during his tenure, the relationship between the two states will continue. His Excellency Jiang Jing replaces Ambassador Wang Zonglai, whose tenure ended in December last year. And Dominica's Minister for Tourism last Friday welcomed warmly to Dominica the new intake of Ross students who will begin their journey of medical school in Dominica this month. The white coat ceremony, which is traditionally held to welcome new students into the medical profession, was first introduced at Ross University in Dominica in 1993. Honorable Douglas, in welcoming the students, spoke of the growing relationship between Ross and Dominica. He also assured the students that Dominica provides the best environment for their success.
Let me first congratulate you for making an excellent choice for deciding to pursue your course of study at Ross University in the Commonwealth of Dominica. This relationship between Ross University and Dominica has been flourishing for some 35 plus years. And it is a unique symbiotic relationship. Ross has developed an excellent academic program for its boarding physicians like yourselves, while Dominica has provided the best supporting conditions for students' optimum academic studies and achievements.
Also present at the ceremony were His Excellency Charles Savren and Mrs. Savren and Honorable Dr. Kenneth Daru, who represented Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit. Dr. Joseph Flaherty, Chancellor and Dean of the school, assured the students that both Government of Dominica and Ross University are dedicated to their success. He especially thanked President Savren for being present at the ceremony.
It is a great country. It is a country dedicated to helping you get through. Which medical school in the U.S. or Canada do you know where the president and his wife come to your opening ceremony? I know, because I invited President Obama a few times when I was in Illinois and he didn't come. So thank you again, Mr. President.
He encouraged the students to work hard to get through their course of studies.
There's no way to get through medical school without hard work. There's no secret formula. There's no pill yet. There's no way of wiring up your iPhone in a way that can just save that memory or convert it onto the hard drive. You got to study hard.
Keynote speaker Dr. Sherry Onyego, a 2005 graduate of Ross University, challenged the class of 2017 to use all the resources available to them to ensure their success. She encouraged them to be prepared, persevere, and have the passion to succeed.
My challenge for you today is I just don't want you to pay a lot of attention to a lot of the negative things that kind of float around out there, things that you might read about, things that you might hear about. Take advantage of the opportunity that you have right now to succeed and to become a physician and to live out your dream. So remember the 3 Ps. Use this time to prepare to be the future leader and physician you are to become. Persevere and rise above any challenges that may come your way. And last, find that passion that lives inside of each and every one of you.
About 275 students were donned with white coats and handed their scrolls as they begin their journey in the medical profession. Finance Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit has told the nation that his ministry's spending has been for the social good of the population. The nation's leader listed costly initiatives being successfully made by government.
The transportation of our students to secondary school. It is now almost a national program where students from the north in Capuchin and Penville and our areas here, in Marigot, Calibishi, Benz, the Salisbury, Collio, Jubla, Petit Savan, Bellevue Chopin, all of these communities, we provide transportation to our students to the secondary schools, paid for by the government. In Dalis, for example, students, the parents paid $130 per child to Rosa. And I knew of a family that had 3 children going to secondary school in Rosa. Now you can understand the burden on that parent. The government came in some years ago and decided that we shall provide free transportation to the parents. So that's $390 every month that we are allowing the parents to keep in their pockets.
The Prime Minister made note of the current arrangement of free public health care for seniors 60 and over and juniors 18 and younger. According to Honorable Skerritt, the waste pickup system is now operational on a national level. This is in addition to government social programs, centenarian support program, community development projects, national radio rehabilitation program, housing revolution, and education drives among numerous other costly initiatives. Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt was responding to comments regarding tax dollars when he emphasized that local tax revenues merely provide a boost to the nation's treasury.
The government doesn't have a large estate, and the only problem we have is that we do not know what to do with the money. And when people talk about, oh, my tax money, I can tell you, my dear friends, that your tax money is not enough to run the country. And this is why the government has had to go out to negotiate resources on your behalf to implement a number of things taking place in Dominica. So when you hear people on the radio saying, oh, my tax money, my VAT money, when you add all your VAT money and all your tax money, it is not enough to run the country. It is not enough to provide the services that we have to provide to the citizens of Dominica.
In related news, Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt has promised VECA's constituents a new health center. Speaking as parliamentary representative at the recent inauguration of the VECA's Village Council, Honorable Skerritt revealed that he has had to prioritize the needs of his constituents. Honorable Skerritt, who is also Finance Minister, stated that the re-evaluation of those priorities is to allow for the best financial decisions for the benefit of all. This is why the Prime Minister said the much-needed resource center has been put on hold.
You know, in these things, sometimes priorities change because of circumstances have changed. And I had to make a decision as to whether I leave the Penville to Vickers Road in a dilapidated condition or build a resource center. The answer to that question is simple. We needed the road, and therefore priority had to be given to the road, which is costing the government $5 million. That is on top of the $3 million which we spent on the Vickers Penville water project. We have a serious water problem in Vickers, and to address it will cost the Treasury of Dominica $1.3 million. I could have built a resource center and have some change left, or do I do the water project? Water is important to all of us, and the reliability of the supply is also important. So we have to do this. You recognize that we just spent some money building a retaining wall in a very dangerous part of Tebow, at Floor. We have to fix the road now. That's also going to cost us some money.
Honorable Skerritt then acknowledged that an even greater need exists in the health center. The constituency representative says work is already ongoing behind the scenes.
The Ministry of Health was about to commence repair works on the health center. And when I saw the amount that they have to spend and knowing the condition of the health center, knowing the age of the health center, the government felt that it is money that would not be well spent. We should move towards the building of a new health center. And the Ministry of Health has been given instructions to prepare the designs for this health center for us to build, because we need a proper facility to provide healthcare services to our residents. So these things will be done, and of course the health center will certainly be done in your term.
The VECA's Village Council has been called to serve for a term of 3 years. In more news, Dominica has received a shipment of humanitarian aid from the government of the Kingdom of Morocco. The Kingdom of Morocco on Friday, January 17, 2014, delivered to the government of Dominica a supply of basic food items, medications, and blankets. This humanitarian aid is in response to the Christmas Eve trough system, which caused devastation to the southern part of Dominica. Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, welcomed the assistance from Morocco. Prime Minister Skerrit also confirmed that Morocco will provide financial assistance to Dominica for rehabilitation and mitigation works following the damage caused by the heavy trough system. Heavy and continuous rainfall on December 24, 2013 caused major damage, which was concentrated in the Roseau South and Roseau Valley constituencies. The total cleanup cost was estimated at $830,000 and included clearing of roads, ravines and drains, and dredging of rivers. Rehabilitation of infrastructure and mitigation was estimated at $45 million. The Cabinet of Dominica on Friday, December 27, 2014, took a decision to provide financial assistance to those affected by the trough system. Following assessment by the relevant government departments, those affected have already begun to receive the assistance promised by the government of Dominica. And finally, this news time, members of the Dominica Labour Party government are continuing to condemn misleading statements made about Dominica's youth by United Workers' Party candidate for the Montjean Rivière-Syriac constituency, Dr. Thompson Fontaine. Recent media reports indicate that Dr. Fontaine, while addressing a gathering of Dominicans in the United States last week, gave the impression that Dominican youth solicited guns from the opposition United Workers' Party to shoot Haitians and Chinese nationals residing in Dominica. Parliamentary representative for the Montjean Rivière-Syriac constituency, Honorable Ivor Stevenson, in his response on Monday, described the statement by Dr. Fontaine as unfortunate and lacking merit.
I strongly condemn the statements made by the United Workers' Party hopeful for the constituency of Montjean Rivière-Syriac, Dr. Thompson Fontaine, of threats and false accusations of our youth of a beautiful, peaceful nation, and in particular, the youth of Grand Fond, Rivière-Syriac, and Montjean. I do hope that he is not implicating the youth of the constituency being engaged or contemplating using guns to kill our very own constituents, Chinese or Haitians. This statement lacks merit, and it was unfortunate that such words of terror could be uttered by one who aspires to represent his people.
Honorable Stevenson expressed his disappointment in Dr. Fontaine, who has presented himself as a prospective leader of the country.
I am disappointed that a prospective politician who portrays himself as an intellectual could bend on such malicious words and distortion of facts on the international media. These statements ultimately damage the image of his native country, Dominica, and the youth of the nation whom he is desirous to lead.
Honorable Stevenson ended his remarks by calling on Dr. Thompson Fontaine to apologize to the young people of the Montjean Rivière-Syriac constituency and by extension Dominica for his, quote, irresponsible statement and behavior, end of quote. Last Thursday, Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit said the statements made by Dr. Fontaine showed, and I quote, that he and the rest of the United Workers' Party are unfit for any leadership position in Dominica, end of quote. We now join McPherson St. Luce for the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à ces nouvelles en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, membre parlement pour Grand Fond, Honorable Ivor Stevenson, qui a donné bien fort parole négative Thompson Fontaine, qui a concerné GIS constituency et puis en général, pour taper fusil Chinese et puis haïtien passe bagay tellement mauvais en Dominique. Honorable Stevenson a dit associé jeunesse pays là et puis vieux parole salam et puis qu'a couillé à ses fontaines pour faire apologie.
Pour des 3 jours nous attendons à ces paroles qui a damagé pays et puis qui a damagé constituency Monjon, Live-Civic et puis Gonfon. Jeune monde Gonfon et puis Live-Civic Monjon parce que jamais tapé quoi dans la manœuvre pour servir physique pour tuer Chinese et puis Haitians. Et puis là nous avons monde qui les monté pour parler en Gonfon, qui a allé l'autre pays, qui a parlé à la radio internationale, et puis qui a dit moun était dans place Dominique, là il parlait pour jeunes moun, et puis ces jeunes moun dit, yo les physique pour yo tuer moun. Mon le dit, et pas moun, et pas jeune moun Gonfon, et pas jeune moun Live-Civic, et pas jeune moun John, qui jamais fait barrer ça, et puis pas jeune moun Dominique, parce que nous savons actuellement, c'est pas ça pas bon pour payer, parce que nous qui try protecter tourism industry nous et puis en Gonfon même en Rosalie nous avons un gros hôtel qui avait fait mal en Caribbean là ça c'est Rosalie Bay Hotel là autant jeunes monde Gonfon et puis Live-Civic employés puis moi ça si Thompson qui parlé contre ces bails ça l'autre pays ça qu'a fait c'est pour damager image Dominique et puis image ces villages là so mon cas courir là pour faire une apologie pour ces jeunes monde en constituency moi et puis jeunes monde Dominique in general.
En autre nouvelle, ministère touriste Honorable Ian Douglas a bien supporté l'initiative ministre de l'Éducation branché sujet qui concerne le tourisme en curriculum. Honorable Douglas want support ça pendant été délivré l'adresse en workshop pour mon hôtel taper trainement manière pour courir entreprise ailleurs premier. Workshop ça a été organisé par Aidbank en collaboration et puis une organisation régionale. Quand même si l'homme ministre Douglas l'industrie touriste là qui dépend à cette toute société là si il a marché et puis succès. Ministre Douglas a cru que le sujet touriste supposé commencer en level l'école primaire, bagaille qui sa résultat et puis étudiant qui est bien branché qui concerne l'industrie touriste. La division agricole qui travaille et puis l'office météo tape information temps là qui habitants ça suivre pour bonne cultivation à cette occasion ailleurs. Parole ça là qui sorti directeur agriculture avec Bromand.
Tant qu'a changé. Nous avons vu comment tant qu'a venu plus mauvais, tant qu'a venu plus chaud, plus sèche. Les trucs font trop glow environ là. Ça nous a fait c'est taper ça nous a collé couiller automatic weather stations. Nous a mettre à différentes places en pays là pour faire sentir qui nous ça taper information comment climat là a changé. Comment le temps a changé, nous sommes habitants, information pour faire première décision en l'air, en plantation. Pour planter habitants qui en temps là à présent. Comme quoi, nous savons nos problèmes avec personne disease, nous savons nos problèmes avec maladie. Habitants ça planter, ça y est ni pour faire. Ça ni pour planter, pour faire santé, il n'y a pas perdre l'argent. Nous avons information. Nous travaillons avec Met Office là pour faire santé. Encore, nous n'sommes pas agriculteurs tout seul, mais tout le monde à bord pour faire santé. Nous sommes progrès développer à de bonne manière.
Finalement, après près de 30 officiers médias participé à un workshop qui mettait attention à l'intégration régionale et PCSMI qui prend place en Antigua semaine passée. Activité ça a été organisée par le secrétariat CARICOM et PC pour IDF. Plaisir aspect en premier monde qui a voyagé sans problème, ça a créé Free Movement of Persons, CCJ, ça c'est un seul l'audience pour Kawaïb, et puis monde fait business en PCSME discuter. Présentation sortie au secrétariat CARICOM, University of the West Indies, Caribbean Broadcasting Union, CCJ et puis secteur privé et public Antigua. Présentation à ces dissémination d'informations qui a concerné commodité aussi pour place. Workshop ça là c'était le 5e qui secrétariat CARICOM Kachen. Chef GIS M. Mervyn Paul représenté Dominique. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelle en créole. Pour à présent, non moi c'est McPherson. Au revoir.
When we come back, we'll bring you the tip of the day. Don't go away.
Together we build, together we strive. We see it all on your Government Information Service, Channel 7. This is the Government Information Service, bringing you all that you need to know about all that's happening in your country's development. GIS, you and your channel.
Today we'll talk to you about what exactly is tension headache. A tension headache is the most common type of headache. This type of headache can cause mild or moderate pain in the head, neck, and behind the eyes. Some patients say that a tension headache feels like a tight band around their foreheads. The majority of people who suffer from tension headaches have episodic headaches, which occur on average 1 or 2 times per month. However, tension headaches can also be chronic. Chronic headaches include headache episodes that last for more than 15 days per month. Women are twice as likely to suffer from tension headaches as men are. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and your comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website at news.gov.dm. Friend us on our Facebook page and be sure to like our GIS Dominica fan page. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm your presenter, Tarnia Green. Thank you so much for watching, and do remember to join us again tomorrow.